Happy Mother's Day to all. And I suppose it's a good day to ask an important question, really directed to mothers. Jesus wasn't a very good son, was he? Let's face it. Runs off to the temple, from the temple. It's a bit arrogant at 12. He seems to know everything. And he never really talks about her. And when he does, he's somewhat critical. If you remember at the wedding feast of Cana, he kind of snaps at her and says, "Hey, what business is this of yours?" And yet, somehow or another, thankfully, the Christian message has always been very strongly, very clearly and loudly grateful for the contribution of women, mothers. And while the world may not have treated women equally or mothers, our faith actually is very strong on this point of equality. So what's this thing with Jesus? I think Jesus knew that women could speak up for themselves. He didn't have to talk about his mother to support her because she could do it herself. She did it by her own example. Few words, a lot of action. She didn't need protection from him or an explanation because he knew she was strong. And if we look at history, we see that very often it's not about what was said or who said it, but it was the example of women throughout the centuries that have shown us they are equal, they are strong. And so today, maybe we don't need to say, Happy Mother's Day. We know you're great. I better say that, shouldn't I? Yeah. We know you are. And history proves it. And even Jesus proves it because he went out to help the weak, the vulnerable. Women weren't that. Now, what history has done over the centuries, yes. All kinds of bad things have happened to women and to men and to children. But that doesn't take away from the strength that we see exhibited, as mothers in particular. That strength is what we celebrate in our faith. A strength that says we do what God has asked us to do, and who best to protect than our mothers, our women? They're the strong sex, not the weak or fair. They are the strong. I remember a good friend of mine, she said to me, look, if you really want to know what it's like, you have the babies. Then you'll know who the stronger person is. And then you'll also understand why we are so protective. That's not a flaw, that's a strength. It is the very thing built into the person. What a wonderful thing. One of the things that God really got right. And so we are grateful to our mothers and to women in general. And we pray and hope that somehow or another men get the message and that our world transforms itself to understand that men and women walk together, that we are equal, and that each of us plays a very important role in our world, not only in our families, but in our workplace, our social lives, and in the world. We need to understand that. And maybe women, you think that men are kind of, oh dear, those poor things. And we are sometimes hopeless, helpless. But we rely on you and your strength to once again remind us of what it means to be human, what it means to be a believer, and that we protect life, that we protect one another equally. And so on this very happy day, where women get to work, unlike Father's Day, we want to thank you and congratulate you, and also to all women, to thank you for your constant service to us, to the world, to one another.